Good morning, everybody. Every one of you. We always start our live streams with some royalty free music. Feel free to hum along. I haven't actually chosen today's song, so let's see. I've already lost the one guy. Well, I was going to do a video of this stuff, but I've got a lot of stuff going right now, so I thought I'd just do a quick live stream. This is stuff that my nephew inherited from two of his grandparents, and he's got no interest at all in numismatic type stuff. So I took it off his hand. Some of it is not stuff that I collect, but he was going to have to get rid of some of these things at face value. So since he was going to do that anyway, I thought I'd take him. Good morning, Steve LaBarber. Thanks for popping in, bud. I appreciate it. I hope you're having a good weekend so far. Hey, World Stacker. Nice to see you. I was just explaining that this is stuff that my nephew inherited from a couple of his grandparents, and he had no interest in it. I told him I'd research it and see what some of it was worth. Most of it, was not the right stuff. Man, if you are grandparents or people, actually anybody who's watching my live streams wouldn't purchase these things, but man, like some of this stuff came in super fancy boxes with engraved names, and it's worth face value. So I'm not sure how much his grandparents spent on some of this stuff, but whoa, would have been a better idea investing in almost anything else. But since he was just going to bust them open and take them to the bank, I bought those from him. So there's a bunch of presidential dollars we'll look at. This one's kind of cool. It's got some gold-plated things in it. Each of these little bags has different categories of stuff. This is an old Mexico coin set. Only that one has any silver in it, and it's only 10%, so it's basically worthless too. There is some silver in one of those bags. We'll take a look at that. The coolest stuff actually is the notes that he had. So we'll look at those. One of his grandparents, it's my sister's son. So on our side of the family, we have a great aunt who did some of the things in the big fancy boxes from this United States Commemorative Gallery, probably back in around 2000 is when these were bought, and she grabbed some more of those in 2010 maybe. 2000 after the presidential dollars came out, which I think was '08 with George Washington. Anyway, a bag full of capsules for dollar coins, which are of no use to me. But again, he had no interest in carrying these around. He's heading off to college, and so I gave him what they were worth to me, which was more than they were worth to him. So we both did okay. You were right, Steve. Those capsules are worth the most. Let me go back and welcome everybody. Khalid Pesca Coins, welcome, dude. World Stackers here. He asked me if I collect numismatics normally. No, I don't. I've got some things, but I'm started as a silver stacker, and then I completed my gold and silver goals about a year ago. I still play around with silver, and I like melting it. Hi, Silver Wolverine and John Roms. Steve LaBarber points out the capsules are worth the most out of all that stuff, probably. Although there's some silver in one of those bags. So let's start with, I guess we start with the capsules. I don't know how to fix the fact that I'm lagging, Steve. If it continues, it's a good. All right, good. I don't know. Maybe my connection is not so good. I'm not at the bunker. I'm at the home base on the back porch. So those capsules, God, there's probably 100 of them in there, you think? Those are worth something to somebody. I could probably put that whole bag on eBay and get something. So let's see. Let's just start with these. Let me adjust this stuff here so we can get a closer look at each little category. So those came from my great aunt. It was a really interesting story, dudes. She grew up in the Depression, and she lived in Seattle, and her husband was a boat builder, a wood boat builder. So when he died, I've got a whole bunch of antique and vintage woodworking tools. Super cool. Anyway, they ended up buying some land across the water from Seattle, and then started accumulating more and more of it as rentals. And that little stretch of land's called Alki Avenue, and it's big money stuff. So they earned themselves into money and lived in a way that they didn't spend any of it. She was a world traveler and did a lot of great things, a lot of smart things with their money. Buying this stuff for my nephew was not the smartest thing they did. So let's just go ahead and see what's here. I haven't taken a good look at all of it except to see. So this is Territories 2009. These slabs are kind of cool. Again, I got all this stuff just at face value because that's really all it's worth. You can sell it on eBay, but by the time you ship it, you end up breaking even at best. So I grabbed it just because. Steve, you suggest I put the whole lot up on eBay. Yeah. Again, the whole lot's gonna be just time and very little profit, so I will just stick it in a box mostly. These things here came in these fancy boxes, man. And that's how they get them. And then each one of these, I had a name tag on it. I don't know. I saved all the boxes. Maybe I'll use them for something. I don't know. That'd be pretty cool. Like lay out a whole bunch of bunker bars in there. Like an eagle stamp on it or something. I got 6 or so of these boxes. Anyway, I'm not going to throw those away. World Stacker points out his father-in-law gave me his collection. It was big, but almost useless. It's true, man. Unless you're the collector, the value just is not there. So, got some of those quarters. I turned down a couple of other things, like a whole state map quarters, a bronze set of all the states and stuff. I just suggested he donate that stuff to an elementary school. So he decided to do that. Anyway, so I don't know what I'll do with them. Nothing. I don't know. Maybe just as a bonus for some of my customers or something. And then these are the presidential dollars. He's got these extras for each of the Grover Clevelands. I do have a bunch of the dollars, and what's cool is they're worth $1. But it's fun. You pull up to a Burger King with hand them 5 of those and see if the person has any clue what they are. Anyway, so almost all of the full presidential dollars, 2012, 13, 10, 11, 12, and 13, and 14. So looks like missing the earliest ones. But those are cool. And I'll probably just bust them out of here when I run out of space in the drawer. So, and then in one of these bags, there's some more of these extras here. This one, that's the first of the presidential dollars. they did open it up to see. There was a note included that they could be worth some money, you know, and they have the "In God We Trust" on the edge there. There was a note in there saying those were worth something. They're really not, but pretty cool. I checked. I have one that is the mint error where the "In God We Trust" is missing, and that's worth something. That must have been what they were confused about, thinking these were something. So more of those, and then a bunch of Eisenhower dollars and some Susan B. Anthony dollars. Again, just face value stuff, 50-cent piece. I did the best I could to look and see if there were errors. There's a couple of errors on the Susan B. Anthony's that are worth a couple of bucks. The most common is what they call the near date. Right there by the one of the varieties. It's closer. That edge is closer to the date. So they call it the near date and the far date. But none of those were near date. So they're just $1. But I have a tube of them. My coin shop owner used to give me change and interesting stuff like that. And then just a bunch of Eisenhowers. Nothing special. But I have a tube of those too. Just stick them in there. Someday I'll need some money and I'll have some dollars. So I got a little bag of those. And then in here, this one's actually kind of cool. It was year 2000, which was his birth year. Let's see if I can get that. There are some Eisenhower dollars, World Stacker, that, dang, can't really see it there, that have some value to them. But, no, stacking Eisenhower dollars is not a good deal. So when this first gold-colored coin came out in 2000, this company gold-plated each of the other coins. Sorry, I'm not getting a very good picture. So these are all mint state coins, basically, that have been gold plated. So that actually has a value of maybe $5 or $6. I just grabbed it because it was interesting. Oh, so again, somebody paid a ton of money with the nameplate and stuff. Bad idea. I'm going to adjust this camera a little bit, see if we can get better lighting. All right, let's dig into these other bags. I think this one just has some extras. Oh, no, this has a couple of interesting things. Some of that gold flake. That stuff's kind of cool. It's also very almost worthless, but it is real gold. So I've got a couple of those. Some eBay sellers sometimes send those out as little bonuses. Little giveaways and little bonuses for my customers. That's what I thought. One wheat penny. Worth, I guess, about 4 cents or so. Is that what they are? That's a 1944. Kind of schmutzy there a little bit. And then another just copper penny. And a couple of little world coins. And this is that's a little token from the History Channel Club, which I'm sure is worth a ton of money. Kind of cool, though. So, a little miscellaneous on there. I'm going to lower this down even a little more. And then in here is where the silver is, so let's get to that. And then the notes are kind of fun. So, there was about $65 worth of silver that he some Some of it is stuff I don't stack, like the 40 percenters, but I got a few of those. There was one Walking Liberty in there. $1946. One Morgan dollar, 1900. Oh, not in bad condition at all. There were a couple of war nickels. 1943, 1945. Hey, Silver Steeler, you made it. Dude, we were waiting for you. Took you long enough. So a couple of war nickels, little miscellaneous. This came from a different relative of his. Little Ben Franklin. What is that? 1957. That's a kind of a slicker. Some dimes, a couple of Mercuries. So I just paid, I paid what a coin store would pay if he took these to them. It was not something I was looking to purchase, but it had more value to me than it did to him. There was one in there. There was one little vintage sunshine minting round. No date on this one. Hey, Guido. Good to see you, bud. Good morning to you. And UTAP 007. Good morning. So that was cool. A little bit of silver. Not a ton. Nothing else super interesting in there. So I did grab all those, and I was happy to have that. These, the war nickels, 35%. Native Stacker, hey, thanks for popping in, bud. We just went through some stuff that my nephew inherited, things that came in packaging that were just a big waste of money. It's a really common story. As a stacker and flipper, I've picked up many things in those fancy boxes, man, but they're just not worth it. I have a set of Proof 70, the original Disney coins. Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck and Minnie Mouse and Pluto and Goofy. And I saw the receipt of what this, she was about 93 years old, man, and I can't remember the company, but it's one of those, I think it was, I don't want to say the wrong company, because they ripped her off hard. She ended up losing a ton of money on all that stuff. I felt bad for her. I took it off her hands, but I couldn't give her anywhere near what she paid for it. So we'll get rid of all that stuff. Let's quickly get some of the other stuff out of the way. This one's from, they're all 1967s. Which is cool. This one here is a 64. I'm not going to pop them out of there. That one is a 10% silver. Yeah, Guido mentioned that's some good constitutional. Yeah, that was the only thing that he inherited that actually had any actual value. Hey, Mr. Olfing, good to see you. I didn't see you come in. Kana Rules, good morning to you. So this from Mexico. It's kind of a cool little set. They're all pretty schmutzy. You can see these on eBay for a couple bucks, so I gave him a couple of bucks. He ended up leaving with about $200 on his way to college for stuff he didn't want. So happy to take that off his hands. So let's get to the most interesting stuff. We'll do a little review here. We got some Eisenhower dollars and some presidential dollars, some junk silver, some capsules. Yeah, but then these notes. I don't have any notes. Well, I have some $2 bills. Again, my LCS dealer used to hand those things out in change. So I have some of those. But this one is my first silver certificate here. I don't don't know what those are worth. That's a 1957. If any of you guys have any idea on the silver certificates, it's not something I've ever taken any time to do. While we're looking at it, why don't you head over and hit that thumbs up button so YouTube lets me continue to waste people's time with live stuff. Pretty cool. It's not in good shape. It's all crunched up, but happy to have it. Just for no other reason than to have it. Anybody know what that's worth, man? A couple bucks, I think. If they're in good shape, they're probably worth something. So anyway, that's my first of the silver certificates. And then, oh, these are coins. This is not a bad little set, and I was happy to grab it. You can get this set on eBay, but pretty cool. Lewis and Clark commemorative. And it's also got the $2 bill. And that one is in whatever you'd call that, mint condition, I guess, for a bill. 2003. So that's a cool little set to have. And I like that. So I guess I'm going to kind of just... Yeah, again, that's that United States Commemorative Gallery. Yeah. Somebody probably paid a ton of money for that, and now it's just worth face value at that little bit more. But kind of cool. Nonetheless, I'll take it, man. This one... That's the World Reserve Monetary Exchange. All of these companies, man, take something that's worth a couple of bucks and then let's put it inside a package and sell it to you for $100 or some damn thing. Anyway, this is kind of a big thing. Couldn't quite get it in the picture, but it's an uncut sheet there of $2 bills. And, you know, if I were to cut those open, it says it's legal tender, man. If I were to cut those up, John Roms, are you saying that I should look into selling some of this stuff on the European market because it might have some value? I'm always interested in value. Maybe I will look into that. If I cut these up, man, I guess they're worth $2, but they all have the same serial number. So if anybody collects notes and has any idea on some of these things, that's a question I have. I thought each bill had a unique serial number. So if these are genuine, bankable money, yeah, I wouldn't cut them up, but I'm just curious about that, Mr. Olfang. I'll definitely keep them together. But what's the deal? They all have the same serial number. Are they bankable dollars if somebody did cut them up? If you know, let me know. But I was happy to have that. Kind of cool. And they are in great condition. So that was a cool pickup. Showed you the silver certificate. Some more stuff from this world money. Let's see. The coolest things in here, I'll show you there. So what do we got here? We got a another $2 note. Thanks, Mr. Olfang. Check into that stuff there. 2003. Anyway, I've got a bunch of $2 bills, and I just keep them just because why not? And so now I've got some nice ones of those. Some more twos. One of them is in good condition. These are bent up and stuff. Nothing particularly interesting about serial numbers either. Some people like that in their notes. I do not collect notes, but I gave him face value for his notes, and he was just going to get rid of them, so I'm happy to take them. All right, well, the coolest thing in this whole deal here, coming up on a half an hour, and we're going to end it at half an hour. So just as a review, I didn't inherit, my nephew did, some coins and stuff from a couple different grandparents, and he was going to have to basically just get rid of it. I told him I'd research it. Most of it is just face value stuff, but he was going to take it to the bank and cash it in as he heads off to college. But I took it off his hands. All right, there it is. That's the coolest thing in all of that stuff. These are little Santa dollars, dudes. Have you seen those? I have not seen those. And hey, Silver Saver, good to see you. We're just wrapping up at the end of this thing, and I got to what I think is the most fun part of his little inherited stuff. Those are actual dollars, man. I haven't seen these. Safeway put these out with Easter seals, and it says it's an authentic United States note. It's both spendable and bankable. So I did look up these things on eBay, but I had no idea. I'm going to go ahead and carefully pull that out. I want to keep them in good shape because they actually do have some value. Got 3 of them, but only one of them has the packaging. So there it is. That would be another fun thing, man. You pull into the Burger King drive-thru and you hand them that. And just see what happens, man. It is a legal note. It's bankable and spendable. But, man, I would fire any employee that took that as payment for anything in my store. Pretty cool, man. It's just all normal on the backside. Hey, Silver Stealer. It is cool. And then, man, I don't know how to pronounce that, but welcome to you. Thanks for stopping in. Yeah, Santa dollars. I don't know. I'll hang on to those. 1988. So, man, walk in with some Santa dollars and some presidential dollars and try to buy a hamburger. See how far you get. So there actually are 3 of those. Only one has that packaging. I don't know, man. I might offer those as some little trip, some little prize. Keep one of them. But that was actually the coolest thing in this little inherited stuff that I picked up from my nephew. Legal certificate. I guess I could take that whole thing in there. Dang it. Sorry, guys. There you see. Super cool. An actual dollar with Santa Claus on it. Well, we're popping up on that half an hour. 18 people have nothing better to do on such a beautiful day here anyway. I'm going to recap and then head off. I'm running a silver sale as I do every weekend, and got the furnace heating up, running some other stuff. See if I can come up with anything worth selling. So, I got a whole bunch of presidential dollars, some kind of cool notes, including those Santa dollars. Did get some of that constitutional silver, which I'm always happy to get. 1 silver round. Got some 40%ers, a couple of war nickels. And then just your basic other stuff I got at face value. Just so he didn't have to crack it up and take it to the bank, I figured I would either run into somebody that was interested in it, or my heirs can throw it out someday. So it's raining in Idaho, I see. We just got rid of our rain, so that's a gift from us in Washington. You're welcome. Kuna, I have better things to do too, but it's always nice to kind of check it out. Hey, John Rums, RMS. Maybe I'll get in touch with you, and if some of that stuff has some value in your neighborhood, maybe you can point me in the right direction. Sunny in Alabama, B. Bartoli, welcome. Sunny here too, man. I don't know if you can hear the birds, but it's a beautiful, beautiful morning. Very nice. Scout was sitting here with me, but she has snuck off. I need to change her name to Ninja. She just can disappear and reappear. It's really remarkable. Tonto was more. She made more noise, or he made more noise as he bounced around. Scout's just a little ninja. All right, well, I'm gonna get to work, dudes. I gotta try to make some money. This was just a short little good morning live stream, kind of unveiling and taking a look at things that I got from my nephew as he heads off to college. I helped him liquidate some things he inherited. All right, everybody. I appreciate you stopping by. I didn't. Well, I did. I bought 100 ounces of stuff to melt yesterday. Um, just at $15 right on the nose, which isn't bad. We'll see what happens with spot next week. Could be interesting. All right. Well, thanks everybody. Native Stacker, I appreciate it. Mr. Olfang, Silver Saver, working on Saturday. I work every day, man. Ever since I took that early retirement for some health reasons, I'm trying to make a living pouring silver. So it's that's a time-consuming job. So that's what I'm doing now, and it's 7 days a week. Hey, Verace, Mike GPO. I'll extend it for a couple more minutes. It's good to see you guys. Sorry to say goodbye and then not leave. So, Mike GPO, just some of my nephew stuff, dude. Things he was getting rid of. Most of it had no real value. The grandparents that purchased it paid a ton of money for stuff that is just kind of worth face value, but I was happy to take it. Hey, Silver Husky. Dang. Too many people coming in right at the end, but I'm happy to just hang out while you guys say hello to each other. So I got some constitutional stuff, which ever since I stopped stacking about a year ago, I still buy and flip and trade and stuff, but I like full tubes of stuff. So now I got all these different things with only a couple things in a tube. I'm gonna have to go buy more. Oh, Silver Husky's buying a car. Dude, pay cash. Boom. Get the cheapest car that'll get you there. Verace. The most Verace is asking if I've ever tried to make 100 ounce bar. The most that I could put in my current equipment would be probably short of 50 ounces. To safely pour it, maybe about 40. So that kilo that I poured, that's pretty cool. Somebody special grabbed that. Is about as close to I would want to pour safely. That's a whole bunch of trouble. Yeah, 56 for yours, John. Mine's probably the same then. So the answer to that question, Verace, is no, I haven't. Haha. Talk to you later, Mike GPO. Thanks. What's up, BLK Steel and Silver Numis, man? We're just wrapping stuff up. It's good to see you. Thanks for popping in. I could probably just kind of sit here and run a live stream all day and just kind of like a coffee shop. Clientele would come in and out, just say hello. Andre G's here. Dang, see? Good morning to you. Good morning to you. Well, I don't have any other silver out that I can show you, and I don't think my router's going to get a signal out, or I'd do a little live pouring, but we're going to kind of wrap it up right here. So, 35 minutes and 36 seconds in. I'm going to wish everybody a happy weekend. Thanks for spending a few minutes with me here. Hi ho, Silver.